Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you all are having a wonderful and blessed day, morning, evening, whatever, afternoon, whatever time of day it is that you are coming across this video. I hope everyone is doing well and God loves you, and so do I. So I just wanted to hop on here and give you a little bit of daily manna, a little bit of food, word from the Lord, something that He's put into my heart to bring to you. And so what I was thinking is about, how we're all on this journey in life, and we're trying to, our end goal, I think, for everyone should be to reach a destination of being whole and being better than we were the day before, even the minute before, striving to just be a better person. We're all looking for um, reciprocated relationships, love and relationships. We're all looking for all of these things in this world. And, unconditional love. It's a whole list of things that maybe you and I have not been used to having in our lives. I know that I haven't. I didn't grow up necessarily around a good support system to where I felt like I could release emotions or release um, just thoughts or opinions, anything like that. I mostly grew up around um, one parent that was pretty much detached, worked a lot, was never home, and so my other parent pretty much tried to overcompensate and be the loving, nurturing uh, parent, and it was pretty dysfunctional for me growing up, and I went through a lot of things and a lot of trauma, like most of us have. So I know that that's relatable to somebody. And so a lot of times we depend on the world to validate things we're going through. And, it takes a lot of experience and years of living to understand that most people are not going to be able to give you the things that God can give you. He's always willing to listen, and He's always willing to hear you out. He appreciates your prayers, even the long ones, even the ones that you think, oh, I'm just rambling. What does He want to, He doesn't want to hear this from me again. I trust me that He does. And He actually probably would prefer that you ramble and versus not pray and ask for help from Him at all. And so I learned, through life that leaning on God was probably the best thing I could have ever done for myself. So I grew up around a lot of toxicity and um, didn't always feel important in the lives of the people that I was around. And so yeah, the world will discourage you and will make you feel like um that you're not worthy of certain things or having certain things or being a certain type of person, even though deep down in your heart that there's this person that's just dying to come out, this um ambitious, ready for good things and all that. And it doesn't take much for something to happen or someone to say something that will just shoot that down, and it happens so easily. So we have to stay grounded. We have to stay focused on what it is that we feel that God has put in our heart to do as far as our lives, what path He's wanting us to take, which is it's pretty profound. We don't think that it is. We don't think that we feel like we're just this little speck in the world, and who are we? And that's what I'm trying to get at, that we grow up thinking that because of the environments and the toxicity that we have been around. So a lot of times you will come across people that they don't want to, if they're not in a state where they're trying to grow and be a better person for themselves and for everyone around them, they don't want to see you doing better than them. That's just the facts. They're okay as long as you're beneath them, as long as you're not up here and they're still stuck down here. That's not your problem. That's a them problem. They have to be willing to do the work, to put in the effort, to do what it takes to get to the next level in life. You know, we're all reading this book, but we are in different chapters. So you may be in chapter 4 and someone else may be in chapter 2, you know, but you're going to get to the end of the book and it's the same ending, the same goal, but not everyone is on the same chapter as you are. So we have to give some people some grace on that fact. It's really hard to not just want to say, you know, how do you not understand? How do you not get this? Like, sometimes things seem so easy for someone that's a little bit more advanced on their journey. And so, and what I mean by advanced, I don't mean that I'm better than anyone or that you're better than anyone. If you happen to be a little further along, it just means that you've done the work. You've done your isolation time. You've spent time in the Word. You've spent time with God. You have spent time being around people that can cheer you on and can be there for you when you need them. And so a lot of people don't realize that mind shift really needs to take place. You have to come to a point where you're just like, I've had enough of this or that, and I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to live that life anymore. You've got to be able to hold yourself accountable. A lot of people don't want to hold themselves accountable. You have to look at your life and think, okay, so where did I go wrong here? You have to be willing to learn the lessons that God has brought. You have to be willing to learn and then grow and then change. And it's very hard for a lot of people. It was hard for me. I didn't want to do it either. I didn't want to accept the fact that I was the problem, because sometimes we are the problem. And so that's, I think the first step is just holding ourselves accountable and saying, okay, you know, this didn't work out, so I can expect a different outcome if I'm doing the same thing over and over and over. That is called insanity. It does not work. So when you can finally get to that point in your life and you start to work on that healing process and you start to be forgiving. That's another thing. You have to forgive people that have wronged you in the past, that cannot be there for you. And forgive yourself for expecting things from people that they are incapable of giving you. Not to say that it won't ever happen, but a lot of times it doesn't. And so we have to be mindful of that. We have to understand that not everyone is going to root for you and cheer you on. Sometimes you have to clap for yourself. Sometimes you have to pat yourself on the back and say, hey, it's okay. You know, I'm doing fine. Like, even if I have a bad day, even if today's not the day that I go out and conquer the world, that's okay too. I didn't feel like conquering the world today. I didn't feel like it. It's my day off. I just wanted to, you know, I didn't want to be productive, but I made myself. I got up because that helps. That helps to get your mojo going, you know, even if it's just making your bed, even if it's just getting that laundry done, or just even simple tasks like that. Self-care is so very important. I was talking to someone not too long ago that was wanting to get out in the, a good friend of mine wanting to get out in the dating scene and get back out there, you know, because people get lonely and they want to have a relationship. Everybody wants that. You know, sometimes you've been single for a while and maybe that's what you want. This particular person does. And so single season is fine too. Just so you know, I'm happy single. I'm working on me. I'm doing me. And that's what I told this person. A good friend of mine, I said, because he was asking me, he was like, so what do you think, are my flaws and like this and that, or what do I need to work on, things like that. And the best advice that I could give him, and I'm going to give it to you too, is that self-development, work on yourself, take care of yourself, groom yourself, wake up and if you're female, put that makeup on, do your thing. I do that when I'm going to work. I'm just going to work. But I get dressed, I put my makeup on, I straighten my hair, I do all the things because it makes me feel good when I walk out the door. I'm not doing it for anyone else. I'm not trying to impress anyone at all. I'm not trying to attract anything at all. It's just that helps me feel good about myself when I walk out that door. So whatever that means for you. If you need to take a walk, if you need to getting out in nature is huge. It's a huge meditation, good for your senses. It's good for your mind. It's good for your soul, getting out in nature. And I know right now it's cold outside, but it's going to warm up real soon. I think the winter season is hard for people too. It's a very depressive time of year. A lot of people go through very hard times during the winter time, and I understand that. I have a lot of anniversaries this year myself. A lot of my family members have passed on, and it was during this time of year, so I understand that. But you will get through it. You will get through it. I've said this before. You've survived everything up until this point, and you will continue to survive. So I promise you that. If you just hold on to the goal, whatever it is you want to get to, you hang on to that in your mind and don't give up. Don't give up, because people need you to not give up. People need to see your healing, your growing. People need to see that, because that helps them to know that hope is not lost and that it is possible. It is possible to come from a dark place and to finally see some light. Not every day is going to be great. Not every day is going to be, even when you think that you're there, that you're healed, and you may be, 80% better than you were 2 years ago. But it's a lifelong process of growing, learning, healing, spending time with God, spending time with people that care about you, that want to see your progression. They want to see you succeed. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. So you just have to forget those folks, forget those people, because they, at the end of the day, they ain't paying your bills. They are not on your journey for a reason. They're not going with you on this new chapter that you're on. We got to be willing to let people like that go. We have to be willing to say, you know what? For myself, for my elevation, this is my journey. I'm going to love you from a distance. I'm going to give you to God. I'm going to do what I got to do. But bye-bye. Because you're hindering my growth. You're slowing me down. I don't care if it's your best friend. I don't care if it's family members. I've cut off family members myself because their toxicity is hindering my growth. You don't have to be around toxic people. You don't have to deal with that mess. I don't care if it is family. A lot of times it is family, unfortunately. And so once you understand that you are so important and you are so valuable to this world, people are looking to you. People are watching you. You don't even realize it. That just even in your everyday tasks, whatever it is you're doing, your job, your kids are watching you. Your parents are watching you. Your coworkers are watching you. Your friends, everyone that you deal with on a daily, they are watching you. And even if they are, not into the whole trusting in God and believing in that kind of thing, but they will see the difference in you. Your light will shine, and they're going to see that, and they're going to think about that. And so you're planting a seed. Even if you don't think you're doing good, even if you think, nothing you're saying matters to them, if it looks like it's going in one ear and out the other, trust me when I say they are still paying attention to you. And so you definitely want to try to walk as much in the light as you possibly can. And that takes a lot of self-reflection. It's a learning process. But it's so worth it. This journey is so worth it. And you're going to thank yourself. Your future self is telling your younger self, I wish that you had started this sooner. That's one thing that I wish for myself. I only wish that I would have started sooner. I spent so much of my life feeling sorry for myself, blaming other people for things that didn't go right for me, sulking, just depressed. A lot of things were out of my control, and I can understand that. I have to accept that. But if I can control it, if I can change it, that's what I'm going to do. That good old serenity prayer. You have to go back to that. You have to accept the things you cannot change. Change the things that you can, and have the wisdom to know the difference. Because that's one of my favorites. Because it rings so true for me. And it should for you too. Because there's no sense in worrying about things you can't control. And if you have something weighing on you, take it to the Lord. Ask Him for wisdom. Ask Him for guidance. He's going to be there for you. He's going to show up for you. I promise you that. It may not be right then and there, but if your spiritual ears are open, and your spiritual mind is open, and your spiritual eyes are open, you are going to hear from God in one way or the other. But you got to be paying attention. And the Bible is the guidebook. If you get in that and read that, ask for wisdom, ask for discernment, so you can understand what you're reading. Get on YouTube, search Bible studies, do all the things, whatever you got to do to understand what you're looking at, what you're listening to. It works. It's helped me tremendously. And so now I get through these days and with a little bit lighter of a step. It's just, some things just don't feel so heavy anymore. Because let me tell you, that burden you're carrying can get heavy. You got to give that to God. You got to say, Lord, I'm strong, but I don't know if I'm this strong. He's going to say, okay. He's going to say, okay, I got you. And so just keep that in mind. So I don't know what you got going on today. I don't know if it's been a good day or a bad day. If you just need a little bit of, just encouragement, I'm here for you. That's what we should be doing, because love covers a multitude of sins. And I love that. Love is kind of a cure-all. I feel like you can't go wrong with love. You just can't go wrong with love. Even if you have to love from a distance, that's okay too. But you know what? It's worth every bit. Not everyone is going to have your heart. Not everyone is going to reciprocate. But that's okay. Because like I said before, they might be still in chapter 1 trying to figure this thing out. But here you are. You're over here in 6. And baby, you've learned a lot. And one of the things that you've probably learned is that if you put love into it, you can't really go wrong. Because you can walk away from situations and things, and you can say, I gave it my all. That's on you now, And yeah. So that's all I got. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Stay prayed up. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.